What's good, y'all? I've been meaning to talk about this for a while now, but I've been very focused on my message, to the point that I have more important things to talk about. But this is just something I want to talk about just to get it out of the way because it's been in the back of my head, and let's just go ahead and clean house real quick. Let's talk about the distractors in the conscious community. All right. What I mean by the distractors are the people that show up in mainly, like from my experience, from what I've seen, in the Instagram lives, the YouTube lives, and all they do is just speak a whole bunch of comments that's going to cause an argument in the live chats, right? Before we even talk about the distractors, let's talk about y'all real quick. I get it. You want to engage. I get it. You want to spread the positivity and the light and the support. I get that. But why is it that some of y'all join these lives where people are really trying to push a message? They're really trying to teach you something. They're really trying to share their thoughts with you on a higher vibrational, intellectual level. And all you are doing is just nonstop, just typing in the chat, paying attention to these people that are in there, whether it be good or bad. Why are you typing and typing and typing instead of sitting back and listening? If you want to type down notes, if you want to do this, then why aren't you just writing down notes in your notebook, typing down notes in a note, like online notepad or in Microsoft Word or something like that? Why are you talking so much in class? That's a question I want to ask some of y'all before we even talk about the distractors. Some of y'all are distracting yourselves, but I get it. Everyone learns differently. That's just from my perspective. I'm just asking the question. I like to be as well-rounded as I can be. However, that's just a personal thing. Some people learn differently. Some people will take that to heart and be like, damn, I do talk too much. Let me actually shut up and listen, right? But one of the things I always notice is when you enter people's lives, there's like different types of people. There's some people that just wholeheartedly disagree with the message, and they want to spend the whole time trying to like talk the presenter, like people like Kala, Rashad Jamal, Isis Wisdoms, and then like anybody else that's done in Instagram lives and lives or whatever. It's like they will try to deter them and get them to stop talking about what they're talking about because you're wrong, you're stupid, oh, you're leading people astray and blah, 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 blah. That's one way. Then there's some people that know what the truth is, and they're quite literally paid to distract people from the message. They're literally paid to come here and cause a discourse in the chat. They're in there to pick fights with people. They're in there to like really just say, oh, this and that, or like to say a whole bunch of useless stuff, a whole bunch of distracting things that get you to take your attention away from the presentation. And they want you more so to focus on them. Yeah, look at me, come fight me, guys, ha. And when you're too busy fighting them, they know that the human mind is geared towards negativity before you reprogram yourself, of course. To me, these things are obvious when I'm just sitting back, and don't get me wrong, I'm multitasking. I'm paying attention to the chat because there's always somebody in there at so-and-so distractor 6942424220. It's like, there'll be people that always tag them and be like, dude, stop talking, dude, shut up, dude, blah, 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 blah. Well, how do you put out a flame? Sometimes you do have to put out the flame, and sometimes they get blocked, sometimes they get removed from the chat. And sometimes, crazy idea, you ignore them, right? It's like these people are clearly here to promote negativity. And one of my more long-winded videos, but I'm gonna put it here, is like, especially when you're on YouTube mobile and you're on a regular YouTube video, it doesn't seem to work for shorts. If y'all know how to do that, feel free to share that information. But like if you look at a comment on looking at YouTube mobile and you tap their little icon, you can see their most recent comments. So if there's someone that's always spreading negativity, they're always saying you're an idiot, you're stupid, you don't know what you're talking about, or they're always like quite literally an AI program, a bot that is here to spread like a default message over and over and over, you now realize that you shouldn't waste your time with that individual. You can now just mute that individual and go on about your day. It's done. But some of y'all will sit here and you will feed their flame. They like the controversy. They like the conflict. This is what it means to fight against the darkness. And some of you are playing right into their hands when you fight back with them. You argue with them because that's what they want. No amount of reason, no amount of logic, no amount of truth is going to deter them from spreading a whole bunch of stupidity. As long as they got you fighting, as long as they get handfuls and handfuls of you ignoring the message that's being presented to you, they are winning. So All I'm telling you guys to do is use that mute button, use that block button when you are on the internet, especially when you're in somebody else's lives, because these individuals, the big wigs in the spiritual community, they know what they're talking about. You know, when it comes to Collide, when he's talking about the blue Kachina, when there's literally another structure, another thing that's right next to the sun that no one is talking about. That's why he's shadow banned to all hell, because he's talking about this blue thing that's right next to the sun. And when you filter out the light of the sun and you can really see things for as they are, when you're not being blinded by the sun's light, you can see there's this little orb right next to it, and that's what he calls the blue Kachina. There's stuff in our skies, ladies and gentlemen, and these are the things that these people don't want us to know about. So sometimes they can't just go outright assault on you, so they do these types of things. They distract you. They plant seeds of doubt in people's minds. What's more important, what's more powerful? You know, a full frontal assault where you show your hand, or you get the individual's followers to begin to doubt him. That does more damage over time, and you could do it in a more of a sneaky way. You see what I'm saying? Pivoting off of that, you know, I do want to speak on something that Isis Wisdom talked about, and she spoke on that there's going to be a lot more, almost the ops, you know, the opposition, the enemies, the infiltrators into the spiritual conscious community coming up here in the following year to come. I mean, they've already been here, obviously. Like, even I've experienced this when I had like 200, 300 subscribers, where someone was trying to, like, you know, like do an expose video on me. Someone that can't show their face. Someone that has to use other people's content in order to make them, to build themselves up. Whenever they do post their own content, they have to wear a mask to hide their identity. And then they're just spitting uselessness. These are the people that have been taken over. These are the corrupted individuals. These are the lost ones. You know what I'm saying? These are the people that are here to start a fight. And even I got wrapped into it. However, even way back then, am I even more immature? So I still consider myself immature in certain topics. But even back then, I went into it with a plan. Okay, you want to fight me? I know this is making you more stronger. I know that this is going to give you more of a platform and such. But I'm going to come up here and just really state my points and then just leave when I'm done talking. I had a plan. I was ready for it, but it didn't come to that point because he backed down. Once again, the darkness will always lose to the light every single time. Strike a match in the darkest of dark caves, and the darkness will disappear around the light of that little flame. You see what I'm saying? It's like, stay in the light, ladies and gentlemen. Some of these people, you know, then for some of us, especially those of us that are really new to the spiritual journey, and we're still figuring out our way, you know, you have to, this thing that I've been repeating over and over and over, discernment, realizing what is and what is not for you. And the thing that is for you now may not be for you 2 months from now. Oh yeah, I did used to believe that, but I've learned so much now that this no longer resonates with me. And then you just move on. You know, you don't have to announce that you're unsubscribing. You don't have to announce that you disagree with it. Just go. Be like the wind and just flow. The wind don't tell you when it's about to gust. So should you. The water, the river don't tell you which way it's about to turn. It just does it. You all in touch with nature, right? You're all infinite beings, right? So then just go. Stop looking for attention. Some of you still, as conscious as you are, as spiritual as you are, as empathic as you are, as tapped in as you are, some of you still are looking for attention. Some of you still think that people care when you unsubscribe. Just go. Just go. You know? But anyway, you know, when it comes to these individuals, it's like we're going to start to see a lot of them. And I can't lie, I'm not going to say no names. I'm not going to say no names. But there's a tool that the Catholic Church use when it comes to the Pope and such. When you are someone that's in power, especially when it comes to spiritual power, religious power, when you are talking to the common man, you have to make yourself look like an authority. You have to make yourself look rich. You have to make yourself look powerful. You have to make yourself look like you are indeed the authority. That's why they wear the big hats, the big robes. They're wearing fancy things. They're like gold chalices. Everything they do is just very extravagant, right? All I'm saying is, once again, I'm not going to say no names, but there's certain people that, yes, I disagree with every single word they say. Every single word they say. The presentation and everything. And with me, there's like that little itch in the back of my brain that says, yo, whose man's is this? Like, yeah, he's talking some spiritual stuff. Yes, he's speaking with a lot of confidence, but everything he's saying, I mean, and pardon my French, maybe I need to check my ego at the door, but everything he's saying just sounds stupid. But like the newbies to the spiritual game, the newly awakened souls might get wrapped into it because people know how to dress up to make themselves look important. You know what I'm saying? Don't get me wrong, and I'm a very big advocate of this. You will always contradict yourself in your spiritual journey. But when someone's speaking like that and in that way, and then you're already contradicting yourself, that just raises red flags in the back of my brain. And whenever that, with me, I try my best not to judge people where they are in their spiritual journey, because I always live under the principle that maybe I'm wrong. Maybe they're too far ahead of me for me to understand. But with this level that I'm at, and once again, I'm not saying, oh, I'm so high and mighty, but like where I'm at in life, you know, real recognize real. This is something I always said, real recognize real. And whenever I watch you, something just in my head just says, hold up, man, I don't like this dude. And that's not a phrase that comes out of my mouth too much, you know, even in my mind too much. I don't like this individual. Hold on, man, let me do a little bit of meditation on this person. Because there is an individual that I've been seeing that's been getting a little bit too much attention, in my humble opinion. I'm not saying I'm hating or anything like that. It's just like your message doesn't make sense. But you're saying it with such conviction that people will believe you. That's why, like, I preach to my semen retention guys especially. Confidence. Speaking with confidence will make people believe that the sky is green right now. You look up, the sky is so-called blue for now. Okay, cool. That's blue. You know what I'm saying? But like, you know, you can convince someone that sky is polka dot. If you say it with enough confidence, someone will be like, I think I see it. I think I see it. These are very impressionable individuals, and I'm just here to protect people. All I'm saying is practice discernment, okay? Just because they're looking very spiritual, just because they're dressed up in a spiritual way, just because they have all the stuff on them does not mean they're right. I'm never saying that I'm always right. I always want people to disagree with me where you actually disagree with me. You know what I'm saying? Because no one person can teach you everything. You will always have to fill in the blanks on your own. So even if this person is in opposition, they can be learned from. Even if this person is here for your benefit, they can be learned from. But at the end of the day, it has to come up to you. It comes up to you. It's all about you. You have to walk your path. You have to put one foot in front of the other. You have to read the right books. You have to watch the right podcast. You have to listen to the right information. And you have to be willing to accept the consequences of your actions. Is what you are learning, are the actions that you are taking benefiting you, yourself, and the others around you? Then keep on going. But when you have that feeling and when you have that intuition, when you see someone, that's a higher level of understanding. That's a higher level of wisdom telling you that this person just simply isn't for you. Till the next one, y'all. Good luck. Peace.